What's good, elevators? It's your boy Elevation here with another episode of the JBP Elevated, where we speak on the Joe Budden podcast and all of his co-hosts on and off the pod. Okay, guys, I am on full conspiratorial mode today, or conspiracy. I don't even know if conspiratorial is a word, but this BTS that came out earlier today, shout out to the JBN for hearing what it is that we say as a community. Said numerous times already that BTS and Ian and Mark show are going to be two separate shows, going to be their own standalones. This is the start of that. Shout out to the JBN for getting back to what BTS initially was about in the first place, and that's getting behind the scenes scoop on things that are coinciding with the co-host. I literally just made a video speaking on Flip needs to pay attention to what just happened with Melissa, and it was at the beginning of the video, or not my video, but it was at the beginning of the podcast. So BTS segued straight into that, and none of it seemed scripted because it wasn't. They caught drama happening in real time, and Poe had the camera on and was ready to capitalize. Joe got upset a couple of episodes ago when he asked Poe to turn on the camera for BTS, and they were and Poe told him, we're not doing BTS because Ian and Mark aren't here. And Poe was dead ass serious. I don't work for you, Joe. And Joe had to put his foot down, like, you know this is called the Joe Budden Network, right? You do work for me. You better turn the motherfucking cameras on. And here we go. Lo and behold, BTS is a thing again. We already knew that was going to happen, but the conspiracy comes into play for the reasoning why. I keep telling y'all that Joe is looking to sell the ship, and nobody believes me. And nobody can answer the question, why do they keep coming out with shows behind Patreon? Are they going to put them behind higher tiers? No, because we're receiving all of the shows under the $25 tier. And even if he did put them under higher tiers, he would still have to give snippets to the $25 tier, to the $10 tier, $5 tier, so on and so forth, so we could know about the show in the first place. So I don't think it's because he's raising the tier. So why keep adding shows to Patreon? Then I was like, you know what? Shout out to all the Patronis. Y'all know my feelings on what happened with Speed earlier, even though it's still being rumored. Supposedly, he's about to sign a $600 million deal with Twitch for 2 years to stream. And then I looked up the analytics for YouTube. I was like, man, something bigger is happening here. Quick segue. Again, I apologize. My head's all over the place because I'm thinking this in real time. I remember YouTube sending me something to my messages for ad revenue, and I was like, damn, what's happening now? They're about to start docking our pay. But they said on May 12th of 2025, you will receive an increase in ad revenue. They didn't give any reasoning behind it. They didn't tell me why. They just said, hey, nigga, we're going to go on your older videos. We're going to put more ads on your videos, and you're going to get more revenue. And I'm like, damn, that's dope. But why are they doing it to my older videos? And then I started looking up the statistics. The Nielsen, shout out to my stepdad. We've been through a lot, but now we're to the point where I could call him my pops because my actual father passed away, and I feel comfortable calling him that because he's been here for 25 years, raised me the whole nine. He works for Nielsen. So I asked him, how do y'all do all of this? How do y'all calculate everything? And he told me. So I'm like, bet. I looked up the analytics for YouTube, and it said 21% of all television watched was YouTube this past year. In the United States, at least. 21% of all television, not mobile devices. Because YouTube has a threshold on the mobile devices. Television. I was like, yo, that's crazy. So they increased the ad revenue. Joe is putting other shows on YouTube, aka the Ian and Mark show. He's still creating shows for Patreon. He's not selling the network though. Okay, let's say he's not selling the network. YouTube being 21% of all television markets is a big deal. So it made me think, why hasn't YouTube made put everything together? Because they have YouTube television, and then they have just regular YouTube, and they're two separate entities. They're not one and the same. What happens when they become one and the same? And to think a little further down the line, what happens when all the popular categories, aka podcasts, are put in one category, aka a station on YouTube, whatever they call it, and all the people that have the popular podcasts that get played on these television networks, because that's in essence what it's going to be, get paid? And even better, if you own any of these IPs, and we can have your shit on a quote-unquote podcast channel on a loop, aka Joe Budden podcast, then we can cut you a beautiful percentage, especially if you jump in early. And I'm sure some of these top creators, YouTube is talking to some of these top creators, because you don't take over 21% of the television market in the United States of America and not try to capitalize on that. And if you think half or over half of that 21% is from the YouTube television side, you are sadly mistaken. You're sadly mistaken. YouTube keeps telling me I need to upgrade my banner. They're like, hey nigga, I know when you first started YouTube in 2017 on this channel, everything was mobile, and we were pushing you to make mobile. My banner, everything was mobile. But now, every time I open up my studio app, they're like, hey nigga, you need to upgrade this. Hey nigga, be mindful, people are watching your shit on television. They're not telling us this for no reason. They didn't up the ad revenue for no reason. Joe's not putting shows back on YouTube for no reason, considering he said YouTube doesn't mean anything to me. And he keeps telling us he's not selling the show or the network. But what happens if I branch off one of these shows? And speaking of a continuous podcast channel, and that was just me giving an example, they're going to start making all different genres of content into channels that people can binge watch over and over and over again, so they don't have to search. Because right now, the big discrepancy with YouTube and being a Netflix, in essence, is they don't recommend shit to you. The algorithm just puts it in your home feed. Hey nigga, we noticed that you watched this last time, so you might want to watch all the content in the world about this. That's what YouTube does. And the more creators you click on, the more the algorithm feeds you content of that category. That's the only thing the algorithm does on YouTube. But on Netflix, if you watch something, we can present content like this show, which is an amalgamation of all things, as opposed to just one niche. And then we can base different shows off of this. So once YouTube figures that out, which I think they're in the midst of doing, it's going to change the landscape of this whole shit. Because what happens when you can offer a YouTube package with cable networks and YouTube all in one package, all on one interface? So when you plug in a show, not only does the show pop up, all the most popular YouTube videos related to that show pop up as well. And then they all have their own specific channels. So you're not having to memorize the channel of a content creator. So if we're not constantly keeping up with what YouTube is doing and what Instagram is doing and Patreon and all these other platforms, we're going to get left in the wayside. But that 21%, it made me open my eyes. So I'm sorry for being conspiracy man today, but I just told y'all a month ago, it does not stop here with YouTube. It doesn't stop. Streaming seems to be the next step, but I don't think streaming is going to take over what YouTube has created over the years. YouTube is just going to get on their Facebook tip. I just said this. What did Facebook do? MySpace had all the juice. So Facebook just took the best things about MySpace, switched it up a little bit, put it behind Facebook's interface. Voila. Instagram, oh, you do pictures? We like that. And we don't have the best pictures, and we don't have all the most updated things that go with lenses and filters and all that shit, but y'all do. So we'll just buy y'all. Y'all come over here. Same thing with Snapchat, except they didn't buy Snapchat. They just took all their features. Oh, we'll just take all your best features. Stories wasn't even a thing until Snapchat did it on their thing, and now it's a thing over here, and we're more known for it than you are. And you created it. That's all YouTube's gonna do. And YouTube has been thinking for a mighty long time, how do we connect these two? How? Because the cable networks aren't going anywhere because they have all the IPs. And YouTube is looking at their whole platform like, we have nothing but IPs over here. Hey, Mr. Beast, be very careful, nigga, because you're the first person we're going to look to. You have 411 million subscribers. Please tell me each video you drop, you own. Because I haven't read the terms of service. What happens when YouTube just creates a Mr. Beast channel? And in order for you to upload to this channel, your channel has to be featured as a part of our new creation. We're charging everybody out there $60-something a month for this. And we're only giving you $2 per subscriber, nigga. As opposed to you getting all the views and the money and the ad revenue from your views. We're going to make it look better because you're going to get more ad revenue, but we're not going to tell you the reasoning behind it. So, we got to pay attention to that. And the only reason I came up with all of this as pertaining to Joe is because Joe is still putting new content on YouTube when he supposedly did not care about YouTube. But I appreciate y'all as always, man. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. If you have, you already know what it is with us. Like the video if you like the video. Hey, got a couple of videos on Patreon as well. Free drops. I do have some behind the paid tier, but a lot of free drops. So y'all go check that out. Let me know what you think in the comment section on Patreon. Click that subscribe button over there too. But I'll see y'all a little later today. Peace.